Hello and welcome to the NinjaTrader Indicator Warehouse. In today's short video, you will see how the all-new Trade Manager will dramatically change the way you trade. If you're struggling to be a profitable trader, or if you're trying to crack the trading puzzle mystery without success, then the Trade Manager is the tool for you. You see, most traders think that they're unsuccessful because they need a better entry signal. And while a good entry signal is important, the real reason you are not successful as a trader is poor money management. Money management is Wall Street's best kept secret. Professional traders and money managers alike know that proper money management is the key to success. Without it, you will never be successful. They know that with proper money management, they can still make money even with a 50-50 system. Did you know that? Did you know that your signal can be wrong half of the time and you can still make money trading? A lot of money? It's true, but you have to have proper money management to do it. Yet, in spite of how important money management is to your success, most traders know very little about it. In fact, most traders don't give their money management a second thought. And if they do, they're usually talking about things like cutting losses short and letting profits run. But they can't tell you how to do any of these things. That's why at Indicator Warehouse we developed the Trade Manager. The Trade Manager is designed to give you the exact same tools that the professionals use to make money trading. In fact, Trade Manager will improve your trading results the very first time you use it. So what's so special about Trade Manager? Trade Manager does two very important things for you. First, Trade Manager prevents you from risking too much money. But that's not all. Not only does Trade Manager protect your capital, but Trade Manager will also help you maximize your profits. And best of all, it does it all automatically. This is the true secret to how the pros make money trading. They limit their risk exposure while maximizing their revenue potential. And now with Trade Manager from Indicator Warehouse, you can do that too. Let's take a look at how the Trade Manager works. The Trade Manager displays right on your chart. It's similar to the Chart Trader on NinjaTrader, but with more options. Let's take a look at the heart of the Trade Manager, the Account Protection feature. The Account Protection is designed to do exactly that, protect your account. The account protection keeps you from risking more than you can afford. You see, correct money management is all about something called position sizing. Position sizing means that you only risk a certain amount of your account on any given trade. With the account protection, you have the option of choosing from one of three trading models. The default is the risk model, but you can also choose from the volatility model, which takes market volatility into consideration, or the manual model, which allows you to preset how many contracts you will trade. Here at the top of the Trade Manager is where you would set the number of contracts you want to trade if you choose the manual trading mode. But I prefer to use something more powerful like the risk or volatility models when I'm trading. As a rule of thumb, risking anything less than 5% of your trading capital is considered good risk manager. And with the Trade Manager, you would set your risk amount right here. What Trade Manager does is it keeps your risk amount constant by adjusting your position size to suit the risk. This is the exact opposite of what most traders do. Most traders will keep their position size the same and alter the risk amount. For instance, a lot of traders will keep their position size small, say 1 or 2 contracts, hoping that this will protect their capital. But what they fail to consider is how much money is actually at risk for each trade. Sometimes the risk amount will be small, and sometimes it will be large. But this is a surefire way to ruin your account. No wonder that most traders lose money trading. The correct way to manage your trading capital is to keep the risk size constant and change the number of contracts or shares with every trade. This is a very important distinction to make. By keeping your risk to a certain percentage of your account, you will never risk more than you can afford. And while this can get complicated at times, the trade manager makes it very easy to do. Simply pick your trade model, select your risk amount and your order type, and Trade Manager will automatically calculate how many positions you can afford on that trade. For instance, here we have a 5-minute NASDAQ chart. I'm going to select the risk percentage model and set my risk at 2%. Now click Set Prices to place your entry and your exit, and also your profit target. And Risk Manager will automatically tell me how many contracts I can take on this trade. So for this particular trade, Risk Manager says that given my account size, by risking 2%, I can afford 4 contracts. And the risk amount is set at $440. But notice what happens when I change the entry and exit parameters. Let's say I want to make the trade tighter. Say I'll enter here and I'll exit here, and I'll have my profit target down here. The risk amount stays approximately the same. It's $480, but notice what happens to the position size. It is now up to 8 contracts. Now let's say I want to make the trade looser. So I'll set my prices. I'll put my stop loss way up here and my profit target. Okay, once again, well, my risk amount is actually a little bit less because I must be on the cusp here between 2 and 3 contracts. But you can see that my position size is what changes, and my risk amount is still, well, relatively in the neighborhood of around $350 to $400. There's a certain freedom actually in realizing that you'll be risking the same amount on every trade, regardless of how tight or loose you choose to make the trade. Most traders frame their trades way too tight because they don't want to risk too much money. All they end up doing is getting themselves stopped out prematurely. But as you can see, with proper money management, the risk amount stays approximately the same. This allows you to set up a trade properly, giving you a better chance of success. So rather than forcing your trade and making it overly tight, you can actually set up your trade the way you would want to set it up, and your risk amount always stays the same. The Trade Manager also allows you to preset profit targets and enable a runner if the market really takes off. So you can tell the Trade Manager how much of your position you want to take off at each target by presetting each target as a percentage of your trade. In other words, let's say we have 2 targets and we want to take half our position on the first target, and let's say we'll take 25% on the second target, and we'll leave 25% on as a runner. You set that all up right here. So now when I go to set my prices, my entry, my exit, first target, second target, you can see that Risk Manager is saying I can afford to trade 6 contracts, and half my position will come off on the first target, namely 3 contracts comes off, another 25% comes off at the second target, and then the balance will stay live as a runner. Trade Manager also lets you preset your profit targets, which is especially handy if you're day trading fast-moving markets. Simply click on Click Targets Enabled and set your profit objectives. So let's say I want 10 ticks on my first target 20 ticks on my second target, and I go to set prices. You can see Risk Manager automatically sets my targets for me. So when the trade is set up the way you would like, simply click the Submit button.
Order pending.
And now your order becomes a live order.
Order canceled.
But the Trade Manager does much more than just manage your risk. The Trade Manager also helps you manage your open positions by letting you choose from 17 different trade management strategies. The stop strategy is actually displayed by this green line. However, you can change it to anything you like. I'll show you how to do that. You just go to your strategy, to the Trade Manager, turn it off for a second, and you can change how the indicator is going to look. So let's say instead of a line, we're going to run, I don't know, let's run blue dots. So now your stop strategy is displayed as blue dots. The preview button allows you to see how each stop strategy would perform. So for instance, currently it's set on the ATR, or average true range. Let's say, however, we want to try a simple moving average strategy. So we turn the preview on, and you can see the hash mark, which would tell us how the simple moving average strategy would work. Or let's say we want to change the parameters. You can see that the preview gives us a live view of how this particular strategy will perform. If the strategy is to your liking, click Accept, and now the strategy becomes the live strategy for managing your position. Each strategy is fully customizable to your own preferences, so you can set it up exactly how you would like. But the best part is that the Trade Manager does all the trade management for you automatically. This means that you can be looking for other trading opportunities while you have an open position. This allows you to really maximize your opportunities. For instance, here I'm trading the Diversified Trading System, or DTS for short, which is designed to find scalp, swing, and trend trades, so it's not unusual to be in multiple trades at the same time. Having Trade Manager to manage a trade means that you can concentrate on the next signal without having to worry about protecting your open profit. There's a couple more features here with Trade Manager. There's a trail indicator feature, which allows you to turn off the auto trail feature if you choose to manage the trade manually. The Trade Manager also has a break-even panic button, so you can force a trade to break even anytime you like. By default, it is set to go to break even +1, so at least the commissions are covered if the market stops you out. But you can adjust this higher or lower depending on your own preferences. And there is also an OCO, or one cancels other, order option for bracket style trades, along with the usual NinjaTrader buy and sell buttons. So there you have it. Trade Manager gives you all the tools you need to correctly enter the market and manage your trades, just like the pros do. If you're serious about making money like the pros, then you need to use the same tools that the pros use. Trade Manager is that tool. There's nothing else even remotely like it available for the small spec trader. Think about it. Would you climb Mount Everest without the right tools, or let a doctor operate on you without using the right equipment? Of course not. If you want to be a successful trader, you need the right tools to do it. Trade Manager is perhaps the single most important trading tool you can own. It works in all markets and all time frames. Trade Manager will make you a better trader and improve your chances of success right from the first time you use it. Once you trade with it, you'll wonder how you ever managed without it. Don't become another statistic. Use Trade Manager and finally get a handle on your trading. And remember, whether you are day trading the E-mini S&P, other futures contracts, stocks, or Forex, Indicator Warehouse will help you get more profit from your online trading and technical analysis efforts. Thank you again for joining us.